whether it was Sharon or Ron or any of Lacey's friends, Lori, Renee, Stacy, Kim, everybody was just going crazy because they were frantic. They were constantly bombarding us with questions on what we were going to do to find Lacey. And when it came to Scott, he was always cooperative and he was always polite, pleasant to deal with, but he had no sense of urgency throughout that whole time we were dealing with him, and almost like no sense of interest. And that's probably exactly what the detectives here in Pima County are dealing with the family. And what a great statement from the sheriff to put that out there in such detail that they've been clear. You can't, flash these things around in the media all the time, but to put it out the way he did shows that they did a thorough investigation on the family and they cleared him.
So, detective, explain to me, if you don't have a suspect, if you don't have the full profile of the person, you don't have any of their correspondence, how do you clear a family member if you don't have the person that you're looking for just yet?
Well, one of the things that we look at is we look at background on people and do they have a criminal history. And in this case, it doesn't seem that anybody in the family's ever been involved in crime. So that's the first thing that you take a look at. Do they lead a lifestyle that would put them in a position where they would have to take advantage of a family member like Nancy in this case? And those are the first things that they probably did with all the family members, and were able to clear them tentatively on that. But when it comes to anything else on that, if a family member could have been involved in it, you're looking for an alibi, where he was, where she was, what they could have been doing. You try to verify that with other sources so that you can rule them out from doing the attack at the home like we saw in the video that has been put forth. And even like when the sheriff won't even put out there whether it was a forced entry or not a forced entry, wise decision on law enforcement not to put that out, because details like that are how you screen out people during interviews and interrogations further down the line when you focus on somebody in particular.
Detective, as you know, in law enforcement, we always say that the crime scene speaks to us. Explain to me how difficult it is, though, when you don't have the victim's body there, when you're trying to track them down. How much, a lot of people have made some comparison to your case and this case. Walk me through that.
Well, one of the things you look for, and this was true in the Peterson case, there was no evidence that anybody went into that house. We couldn't find anything that suggested anybody went into the house to abduct or attack Lacey, and I'm sure that's exactly what the detectives are doing in this place. They went in there, they did find foreign DNA in the house, but then what they have to do is they have to determine if that was from an abduction accomplice, or if it was maybe something as simple as an employee from a plumbing company that came to clear a drain or something like that. So what you do is you go to a crime scene. It isn't audible, but physical evidence will speak if you understand the language. And if you're looking for things like forced entry in the house, if there's no forced entry, that puts you on a different path. If you have forced entry, then that will make you look in a different way. But when it comes to evidence that's left behind, whether it's trace evidence like fibers, fluids, blood, latent prints, anything like that, touch DNA, those are things that are searched for, and now the technology is to the point where it's much better than it was in my day, where they can get quicker results, more accurate results, and help them lead to somebody that might be in the system.
There you go. So, family ruled out. Let's go. It looks like it's like about to stop raining. Let's go lay these flowers, shall we? I think we should go lay the flowers. We're gonna go down and lay the flowers. I'm gonna keep this here. We'll come back to the car. Let's go lay the flowers. So this is on behalf of all of us, including all of you. We're gonna go lay some flowers down. Justice for Nancy. There you go. We're gonna lay the flowers down. Nice. Looks like a dozen of them. This is all of us. Justice for Nancy. I think the flowers would have plenty of water because it was raining. The other ones. Yeah, the weather looks miserable and cold. These are all from you. This is all of us, collectively. It's still raining out here. All right, here we go. Wow, where should we put them? We'll put them in. All right, so here we go. Right here. Put the other ones. Good. All right, justice for this is all for you. From you. All right. Thank you, guys. Go back to the car for a minute. We'll come back out as soon as the rain clears up. Ooh, it's cold and rainy out here this morning. Look, it's so like foggy, you can't even like up on the top of the mountain, you can't even see the mountain. Did they leave? I might take their spot. They leave. I might take their spot. Get closer. See if we can get their spot. I like that spot there.
People say get a tent. We might do that next, maybe, get a tent. But they already have their spots. Like these networks have their spots already put out there. I think I can get that spot. I think I can get that spot down there. Let's go.
Got it. Good job. Where's that?
Listening.
All right, so we are still in front of the house here. Just gonna kind of ride this out here. A little bit cold this morning. All right, so we are here at the house, keeping a little dry for a bit. We'll go back out there. I do have an umbrella, got the chair and everything like that. So if need be, what does today bring? Just a quick thank you for getting the flowers on behalf of all of us. Yes, all of us. We all put our flowers down. We all put the flowers down. Right here, it's better. Right there. I think that's good. I think it's good for now. All right, come on in, folks. We're waiting for some updates, some information. Now, yesterday we also discussed about that one area that we went to where we saw that homeless camp. Now, that area, if in fact the guy Luke is involved, Luke Daly, we gotta put ourselves in Luke's shoes. If he's involved, where would he put a body if he was gonna dispose of a body? Like where would he put a body and hide a body? And I'm saying this in a recovery aspect, though. I don't know, the media's kind of saying, one of the local media's kind of saying that she could still be alive and robbery gone bad, but I think a lot of people in the chat don't feel like she's alive. But just say she's not, and where could she be? Where could Nancy be? And I'm thinking right by Luke's house, in that basin area there. Thank you. Awakening Edge. Thank you, Awakening Edge. So I might want to go back up there, but we also discussed, we interacted with a homeless woman with a dog. So I couldn't do it yesterday because it was just late when I ended up and everything like that. And I looked at Safeway, a grocery store. So we were going to give her cash. A lot of people in the chat were like, don't give her cash because, some people will use it to buy drugs. So what I'm going to do in a little bit is I'm going to go up to Safeway and get myself like a gift card and get some dog food. And then see if we can find her. I'm going to get some dog food. And so I'll go into Safeway, get a gift card for her. And hopefully she doesn't sell it. But I have a soft spot for that individual. I don't know why. She was just very nice. She was under that bridge and she was talking and she just seemed like she was like vulnerable. And it's sad, from living from bridge to bridge. Vase fund. Now we got a vase fund. I guess if I'm in Safeway, I'll see if I can find a vase. Too. Vase. Maybe there's a vase in there. Yeah, there's actually zero news right now on this. Right now, so we'll wait and see. We just talk, share in the chat. I continue to refresh my screen on X. I don't see no new reporting by Brian Enton this morning. Fox News, Mike Ruiz. I follow Brian Enton and Mike Ruiz because they're here at Matt Finn. Those three journalists, I think, do great work. They all mainstream media journalists with info on this case. Matt Finn, Brian Enton, Michael Ruiz. Ruiz put out a tweet this morning. Good morning. Nancy Guthrie was taken from her Tucson home 17 days ago. Investigators are still awaiting DNA results with POTUS returns expected in the near future. Near future is in quotes. Could be days, weeks, today. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nana says that the Guthries' adult children and their spouses have all been cleared of a burglary gone wrong. Authorities are pushing back against reporting that her abduction could be the result of a burglary gone wrong. Where is Nancy Guthrie?
Oh my God.
Burglary
Calling
gone
me.
wrong. Well, one thing I noticed the sheriff did not say, yes, family and spouses, Guthrie family, but it still appears that there's a strong possibility it could be someone that knows the family. Someone centered around the family, but not the family itself. Sheriff saying the family are victims, all of them. And we're talking about Annie, Tommaso, Savannah, Cameron, and whoever else. The entire Guthrie family are victims themselves, but what about the people around them? What about people that had access to the house? People in their circle? You didn't say any of them were cleared. But here's the question. Oh, here's another thing too. I wanna show you this map that KVOA Tucson. Literally, they put a gigantic map of the requested area. We are way over here. We're way over here on the east side of this giant map. Camera footage requested. I mean, that is a large area. Oracle Road seems to be the center of this. Annie and Tommaso live over here. We're here. But it expands. Now, we know that the FBI was searching in the areas around Annie and Tommaso, at least a 4-block radius in that neighborhood. But we're talking about a massive, area here where they want people to check their camera footage and everything on that. So, I mean, it's a lot. Camera footage from a month, which is wild, like a month worth of camera footage. I'll read this report. KVOA, urgent call for home camera footage in Guthrie case. As the Nancy Guthrie case enters the third week, law enforcement wants to see home camera footage with certain dates and timeframes from a certain area near the Guthrie's home that could provide clues about suspicious vehicles or activity in the hours before Guthrie disappeared. It's a big area, man. Look at this thing. Plugged in. We'll keep it here. At the end there where the flowers are is basically the house. The Pima County Sheriff's Office and the FBI have launched new web pages to facilitate the sharing of any relevant information. If you have camera footage and reside in the area, investigators want to review your footage. This includes smaller streets within the area. The focus are on cars between 10 p.m. January 11th and 1 a.m. January 12th, as well as 11 p.m. January 31st to 4 a.m. February 1st, the morning Guthrie went missing. So they're saying there's some new times here. They're pretty much saying now, and I'll show it again, they're pretty much saying that there's like new times that they're like seeking camera footage. And the times now in this general area, they are focusing on cars between 10 p.m. January 11th and 1 a.m. January 12th. Now, what in the heck happened between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. January 11th into the 12th for them to want people to check their cameras? Has there been another incident similar to this? Or do they feel like the person stalked Nancy around that time? As well as 11 p.m. January 31st, 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. February 1st. The morning Guthrie went missing. So it's all in this area. Again, we're way over here, and they want camera footage all in this area. Let's see if there's a report here. They'll do an ad here, and we'll play. We'll skip the ad. Let's listen.
Now to my colleague Eric Fink, who is also in the foothills, and just talking to us about the challenge of collecting that footage. Eric.
Monica, good evening to you. I'm on Junamatis near First and Rudisill. This is part of that area, that vicinity, where law enforcement wants to hear from you and they want your camera footage. Maybe you saw a suspicious vehicle in the area the morning that Nancy Guthrie disappeared. It's that camera footage that could be key to cracking this case. And just a short time ago, I spoke with a couple who's lived here on Junamatis since the 80s, and a couple of days ago, authorities arrived at their home. Rob Boone went home on Friday when he got a knock at the door.
We had a visit by that were, I guess, canvassing the street, looking to see if people had cameras, and they saw our camera here by our garage, which actually, unfortunately, doesn't have a view of the street. Going to be triggered when someone comes close to our garage. It's set for motion detection.
More than 2 weeks after Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, there is an urgent plea from investigators. Tucsonans living in this quadrant need to send in any home camera footage from a particular time frame to the FBI or the Pima County Sheriff's Department. That quadrant is this: from Nancy's home to Ina, west to La Choya, from her home south to River, and west to Roller Coaster Road. Any video captured on a home system on January 11th from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. or between the hours of 11 p.m. on January 31st through 4 a.m. on the 1st, the morning that Nancy Guthrie went missing. Authorities say the video is critical and will help get leads on suspicious cars in an area where there's not a lot of light.
And they asked if we'd seen anything unusual. Here we have delivery trucks all day long, so there's always some new vehicle passing by.
The Boones say they plan to take another look at the footage. If they see something fishy, they'll send it in.
It's just incomprehensible, and of course we just want her to be found. It's just so sad, and we all just feel like everyone says that she's our mom too, and it's just overwhelming. I mean, we are praying.
In the meantime, a neighborhood action team has formed in this community. They are working to cross-reference any camera footage they have at the timelines we just mentioned and send anything unusual they find to the FBI and PCSD. And we know time is of the essence here because some home surveillance systems will delete or rewrite themselves soon. Please send your camera footage in. We're live tonight in the Foothills. I'm Eric Fink, News 4.
That's interesting. So they went to another neighborhood and he said FBI was at their home. Let me try to get the address there and see. Let me just go back and see what he said. He said he was at something in Rudisill.
Monica, good evening to you. I'm on Junamatis near First and Rudisill. This is
Junamatis on First and Rudisill. So let's look. Where am I? Junamatis on First and Rudisill. Junamatis on First and Rudisill. Let's see. I keep repeating because First and Rudisill. Junamatis. All right. Junamatis. I am. Here's First and Rudisill. Ah, you know what's crazy? First and Rudisill is right here. It's right by Luke Daly's house. So what he's saying is, for instance, this is where I'm at. that reporter was on First and Brudicel, which is over here. The perp, or not the perp, but the guy that they feel like possibly did this, lives right around here. He's saying investigators were going door to door in this area about First Rudicel asking for surveillance footage. What's right there? You know, that's Nancy's home. Luke Daly lives right around here. He said investigators and a homeowner said they were asking why there. Maybe because they wanted to see the exit, because there's two ways into that guy's house. Luke Daly from the north, when they had all that raid going on, we were broadcasting right here. That's where we were broadcasting, but there's also another way out that you could go here to get on First. Now, yesterday, we were at the corner up here under the bridge on First Avenue in Orange. And I say this because that guy lives there, Luke Daly, and his mom, in this area up here, has a lot of like basin, homelessness, a lot of just trails back there, and this corner here. So it just makes me wonder, you know, why investigators were searching.
I don't think his DNA came up, no, the person you're talking about. I thought it had to do with maybe, I don't know where you heard that, and I don't have receipts on it, so unless it was something that was published in court papers or somewhere else, I don't even wanna repeat that. I thought it was something like one of the two other suspects that has been historically pointed to in this case, either the lawyer that she was working for at that law firm or the other law student who was in her study group. But as far as family, I don't know. Listen, I got a big problem with all the finger pointing at Nancy Guthrie's family when there was really no evidence. And now the sheriff is saying that Nancy Guthrie's family has all been cleared. So, you know, I don't like to put that kind of rumor and speculation out there. But I did find that very strange that the last thing that Tara said to her mom was, how did he find out where I live again? Like as if she was afraid, and I wonder who that was about. Right, so yeah, they did say the third question. So the first question yesterday was Ricketts' testimony. The second question was, can we see the DNA reports? And today is the third question. They want to see the interrogation video, and right now the attorneys are pulling it together. Mafar is here. She went to law school with Tara Baker. If you have any questions for her, you can tag her. She says, I'm glad the jury is taking their time. To me, asking for more readbacks means that at least one person is not guilty. If they were all agreeing, I think they wouldn't want to watch anything more. Yeah. It's Fat Tuesday and the first day of Chinese New Year. Susie Q Baby says, Mr. Foss E seemed of a slim build in this video, not 220 pounds. No portion had him standing up though, that I recall. Well, the 220-pound witness was from all the way back in 2001. And so weight changes, right? And so I wouldn't look too much into that other than we saw pictures of him from 2001 and he was clearly not 220 pounds and he's also not 5'6". The second question was a note. That was not, to go home was not a
Why would he choose Nancy and what's going on here? We'll look up more stuff on him and share while we're on. Media stakeout. Luke Daly. Yesterday they towed his vehicle, though it appears it was related to a car wreck that he had in his vehicle. When did he get that car wreck? Luke Daly. What else do we know about Luke Daly? Trafficking stolen property. He had a case in 2011, burglary in the second degree. He had a burglary charge. Second degree, theft, trafficking stolen property, 21 to 25. Bought a Range Rover, basically 8 days for that raid at his house, it appears, or recently bought a Range Rover. Another photo they share of Luke Daly, I'll show it to you. No police around his house though. No evidence. Not involved. Here's another photo that people are sharing that says this is Luke Daly. Another old photo of him. See the guy? If he's not the guy, he probably has a massive lawsuit against Pima County, tearing his house up, towing the Range Rover. Somebody said SWAT is on the move. Is SWAT on the move? Probably not. But I'll look. SWAT is on the move. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, if this guy moves out, we'll move up. If he rolls out, we'll roll up. Luke Daly. Matt Finn posted, Sheriff Nanos tells a local news station that the Guthrie family was cleared in the first few days. What in the heck? Sheriff Nanos tells a local news station. Now, this is coming from Matt Finn now. He just tweeted this out. Now, what in the heck's going on? Sheriff Nanos tells a local news station that the Guthrie family was cleared in the first days. We talked to them. We took their phones. We took their computers. I mean, we did everything. We processed their vehicles. We processed their homes. They have been really victims. He told Cole. What? Oh. He's now saying that they've been cleared. Now he's claiming they've been cleared. Crazy. That's insane. So sheriff just lets everyone just base, but didn't the sheriff come out days after Nancy went missing and said no one has been cleared? But now he's telling Cole that the entire Guthrie family was cleared in the first few days. Someone responds, if I ever go missing, I hope it isn't in Pima County. Someone responded, I thought he said no one was cleared. This guy is so confusing.
So the family, I'm going to say this real careful. They are under tremendous pressure and tremendous grief. And I think it's really irresponsible for anyone to start pointing fingers that way. They have been nothing but cooperative with us.
But I think cooperative and cleared are two different things.
I know, but the evidence will take us there if that's the case. Right now, we are working close with that family, and yeah, our hearts go out to them.
So they are not cleared as of now.
Nobody's cleared.
So sheriff gave that 5 days, around 5 days after Nancy went missing. Now he's telling the news that they were cleared just a few days. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. But the sheriff has misspoke numerous times. I'm not going to sit here and bash the sheriff, though. I feel like his deputies are out here doing good work, and his deputies are here, and again, but I'm not gonna sit here and use this as a bash fest on the sheriff, but man, this sheriff has been all over the map with statements. It's probably why he doesn't speak anymore. You can catch him with so much discrepancies. Oh my goodness, Torin 22. Thank you. I'm very grateful for that. Torin 22. Thank you. Very grateful. Very, very grateful. Thank you. Very, very grateful for y'all. Thank you. Sheriff Nanos. He basically, by saying days after the thing that no one's clear, but at the same time, investigators are looking all around their neighborhood, Annie and Tommaso. So I'm at a loss for words. Sean Hannity put something out an hour ago. It makes zero sense why Pima County Sheriff isn't taking advantage of FBI's technology. And he uses Harvey Levin from TMZ. He speaks to him. They just posted this. Let's just listen in. See what people have to say while we wait for the next development.
Pima County Sheriff now says it could take months or even years to solve this case, and is now complaining about the exhausting investigation. Here with reaction, former Deputy Director of the FBI, Fox News contributor Dan Bongino. I think the year that you spent as the Deputy FBI Director, we talked once or twice about the fact that you work Saturday and Sunday and all night, and then, got no sleep doing that job. I didn't particularly like that comment. Why would he say, we may not find out for a year from now? That bothered me.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he would say that. I mean, it really destroys the morale of the people busting their ass to try to get this perk, to say things like that. And Sean, listen, the cooperation here has not been spectacular. I mean, the decision to send this DNA sample to a private lab was just disastrous. I mean, I'm not telling you that this is this never happens. It does happen. The problem is the FBI does not typically accept DNA once the sample's properly processed from private labs. It has to be typically an accredited forensics lab. So what you're looking at now is another delay, as the private lab will likely have to send it back to Arizona to submit it into CODIS. So it was just unnecessary. I don't see what this sheriff, and again, the Monday morning quarterbacking, whatever, we're trying to find an 84-year-old lady who was the subject of an unspeakable tragedy, it appears at this point. What the hell, man? I mean, just send it to the FBI lab. Why introduce another variable you don't need in this?
We're learning a lot about the FBI's capability. We wouldn't have that doorbell video but for the FBI getting involved. And it's even worse than that, Dan. I have friends at the FBI, and they were very clear to me, although they didn't really want me to talk about it early on when this case broke out, that they were purposely pushing the FBI out of the way. And they felt like, no, we can handle this. Well, they can handle it. They don't have the capability that the FBI does. For example, I would imagine that this helicopter-mounted signal sniffer and their ability to do AI reverse lighting and their ability to work with Google and recover that videotape that has been probably the best piece of evidence, the biggest break we've had, all came from the FBI, didn't it?
Yeah, I really wish that blue fly technology would not have gotten out there. I don't know where that came from. I know a lot of people in the FBI are not happy that got out there, but that should not have gotten out there. That is not the kind of tech you want to expose to the public. But once it's out there, and then it's just open season. But here's the difference. Having been a police officer with the NYPD and worked with the FBI and the Secret Service at the federal level, it's not a better or worse thing. I want to be clear. The cops on the street, the homicide investigators on the street who've interviewed 20 or 30 murderers are the best and the best of the best. I'll take them over some of our own agents at times. We have TFOs, task force officers. We have a guy in Miami who's been down there 38 years. He's works for the Miami PD. The guy's amazing. I'll take him 10 out of 10 times. But when it comes to technical expertise, The FBI has this specialization of labor where that is exactly what those people do, and it's only what they do. You're not out there investigating a robbery one day, like say a deputy or a police officer, and then next day, a missing, and then the next day, another. You're doing one thing. You have FBI specialists who look specifically at CODIS processing, DNA processing. Then you have others in OTD and our lab division, the technical folks. That's all they do. They look at specific things. You have people in our digital enhancement video teams that's all they do is enhance digital video. So it's not a better or worse thing at all. It's just a matter of specialization of labor. And that's why it doesn't make any sense that this sheriff out there is not taking advantage of specific taxpayer-funded laboratory technologies that the FBI specializes in. It makes zero sense.
How is it that Harvey Levin, who I've known for many years, many decades, has 4 emails from a guy claiming to know the whereabouts, and he just wants the money to give the information up because he feels he's going to have to go into hiding? That's what he said initially. How is it 4 separate emails with a Bitcoin account attributed to each one, the same account? How come we can't find that person based on that email, or the 4 emails now?
Well, we're assuming they have it. I don't want to make that assumption. And there's a couple other assumptions built into this as well. Listen, I live by Occam's razor, right? Keep it simple, stupid. I try not to assume too much. There's a lot of assumptions built in it. There's an assumption that's connected to the case. It may be, it may not. I don't know that. Maybe this guy is just, playing TMZ. I don't know. Suppose he has some information that they weren't found elsewhere. I'm not saying that's the case. Maybe it's not related. Maybe it is. But the FBI's not, at least when I was there, and I know with Cash there now, they're not in the habit of turning down information. If Harvey Levin or TMZ has information and they can get it and pass it off to the FBI, sometimes there's chain of custody issues with things like that when it comes to evidence and other things. But, we're not in the process of turning down tips. They'll take it from anyone. And if the information turns out to, have a spine to it, then great. I mean, no one's interested in credit. Who cares about credit? Let's just find this woman or find the perp and get this thing solved.
What do you make of the sheriff putting out that statement saying, to be clear, the Guthrie family, to include all siblings and spouses, has been cleared as possible suspects in the case. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious and are victims in the case. To suggest otherwise is not only wrong, it's cruel. Is it usually the habit of law enforcement? Go ahead.
Yeah, I see a couple different scenarios here. Number one, maybe the family all have airtight alibis. I know they were looked at. I'm sure of. They were looked into. So scenario one, they have airtight alibis. Scenario two, they maybe have an informant. I noticed that some of these people who were detained and some of the vehicles that were looked at and some of the raids that were conducted, again, assuming the obvious, there may be an informant on this who had some information. Someone who may have been locked up earlier, so he was able to eliminate the family. There's a couple different scenarios. Or the third scenario is they have potentially a subject in mind. Was it wise to put that out there at this point in the investigation? I'm not sure, but it's easy for me to say. I'm not running the investigation right now. However, that's a pretty bold statement to put out there given the circumstances, unless you have that background information I already talked about. And if that's the case, then he's right. I'm dealing with some variables I don't know, some unknowns.
Well, 90% of the time it ends up being somebody related to or close to the individual that's a victim. By the way, great to have you back in the Fox family. Glad that you're back on the airwaves with your podcast with Brendan.
Michael Hubie.
All right, so the last one intrigues me with Dan Bongino because he's a former deputy director of FBI. Some people like him, some people don't. But he gets his take on this and about the family being cleared. Notice he said something about they could have informants. Somebody's prior to be arrested or whatnot. Now yesterday we speculated a little bit about the girlfriend, Kayla, being arrested. and maybe she's spilling the beans, you know, to authorities that's drawing them to Luke and whoever's a network of people, which then ultimately sheriff comes out because they have enough to feel like they know who the person is. They just don't have enough evidence to say, we can honestly say, hey, the Guthrie family's clear. No one within that family did it. It's definitely a strong possibility there, because how do you clear somebody without a body and just 100% say, you know, they're clear? Airtight alibi, computers, phones, electronics, maybe even polygraph, maybe just being around them 24/7, the level of their cooperation to have the sheriff feel confident that no one on the Guthrie family is involved. So, as of now, I think personally, the focus probably is on that dude, the dude's house 2 miles away. Luke Daly. But again, we shall see. We could take a drive over to the house later on and see what's going on in that area, but they're door knocking around there. But what brought them to that guy's house? Luke Daly. LD. And what about TMZ receiving these demands? TMZ demands. Retired FBI Special Agent Mike Easter breaks down the cyber tools likely used in the Nancy Guthrie investigation, including the possible cell-tower dump near the residence.
Let's talk about the cell phone towers. I know it casts a wide net, but how can they pinpoint a bad guy in this case?
You're right, Lawrence. It does cast slightly larger net, and by design that's somewhat helpful, right? Is we want to start more inclusive than too narrow in our search. And you put up an image here, but I think it would help your audience appreciate that these are cell towers for AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile in the general area of Nancy's home. And what's important about this is now you get to see what towers can law enforcement request communications from, or devices that communicated with. So then we can start narrowing down not just what towers those phones connected to and are they close to Nancy Guthrie's residence, but what side of the towers the phone is connecting to. And then the investigators are going to use that data to identify hopefully just one, but in an instance, several devices that we would then use to refine location measurements.
Similar to CAST, FBI CAST. Where is Nancy? Let's see what else is brewing, what people are saying about this. Awakening Edge, thank you for bringing the flowers. Thank you. I keep refreshing my screen, seeing anything on Guthrie. Seeing if there's any like new news reports. Some people in the chat were saying TMZ received the 5th. I haven't seen that. Received the 5th. News Nation.
The Freedom Search for Nancy Guthrie has investigators forced to wait for clues as they comb through tens of thousands of leads at this point. Sources telling News Nation about unnecessary delays for the FBI, trying to track DNA from a glove that they say matches the one worn by their suspect. Investigators are also now working local businesses for any clues that leads them to the missing 84-year-old. News Nation national correspondent Jess Cartalia is live for us in Tucson. And Jess, the FBI has been visiting all these gun shops in the area with this list of 40 names. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, they're hoping that someone at the gun shop will recognize a person in one of the photos that they're showing. They have 40 photos with those names as well, Marky, or one of the names. If they pull, a file that says that they recently purchased a gun. Something of note too, we had an expert on earlier this week talking about how that gun didn't fit so well in that holster, that the sizing was off. So some questions there as to what type of gun it could be. This person looked like that he did not have much experience with firearms. I want to point out too that it is raining very heavily here, Marky, and this really plays into the investigation because it could potentially unearth things that had been buried before, notably a shallow grave, any evidence that could have been discarded could now be uprooted. We have confirmed that the FBI, as we mentioned, has been going from those stores, so we will let you know as soon as we hear more information on that. We also know that the Pima County Sheriff has cleared all members of Nancy Guthrie's family. This is what they said yesterday. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious. They are victims in this case. That includes all family members and spouses. A very interesting development because there have been so many rumors pointing to the family, people going back to Annie Guthrie's home quite a bit. We've also learned that investigators are working with Walmart management to develop leads because the backpack that suspect was wearing, the one right there on your screen, is sold exclusively at the store chain. It is a Walmart brand. It's the 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker Pack backpack. That was the only clothing item in that surveillance video that the sheriff's office says has been definitively identified. Also, TMZ receiving a fourth letter the media company is offering to work with a person who's emailed them demanding Bitcoin in exchange for information about Guthrie's kidnapping. The email from someone who has a criminal history and has a fear of being implicated does make reference to Mexico. It also suggests that multiple people are involved. Again, I want to reiterate that this is not unlike it is unlike the initial email that went out, which was claiming to be from the alleged abductors of Nancy Guthrie. This one claiming, like some of the other ones in recent days, that they have information about those abductors. We're also waiting for the results of the DNA that had been taken from that glove, the one that resembles the one the suspect in the doorbell camera was wearing. It was found about 2 miles from here off of Campbell Avenue, discarded on the side of the road and in the brush. Once received, that DNA will have to be entered into the CODIS database. The FBI does not accept DNA submissions directly from private labs. Instead, once that testing is complete from that private lab in Florida, it's likely that the DNA data has to be extracted, must be sent back to the state system here in Arizona, where then it can be uploaded and then become shareable with the FBI for entry into CODIS. So this is causing quite a delay here. Now, even if they are able to find that match in CODIS, Marky, they have to make sure that the DNA matches the sample taken from that glove or when it was taken from inside of Nancy's home. Now, if a match for some reason is not detected, investigators can then go to genealogy databases and work back to a suspect that way. However, that company has to agree to cooperate with investigators. And even so, Marky, that process could take weeks, even months, if they're using some of those private genealogy websites.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation.
That was a News Nation report. Thoughts? Continue to wait to see what's happening here. JLR investigates. Boots on the ground outside the Guthrie home, down the street in the vehicle. Cold and rainy today, though the rain is starting to let up. Where do we go today? What does today take us? What's going to happen with this case? Massive media presence still out here. The media is not going away at all with this case. Either are we. We got eyes and ears at the scene. We're just waiting for something. SWAT, search warrant, location. somewhere to go. In the meantime, this has been like a chat where everyone just checks in, shares the latest developments. The manhunt continues for whoever this perp is. Conspiracy people. And everybody wants to know what happened. Who's involved? We wait. Thank you. So keep sharing in the chat how you feel about the situation. On what's going on as we wait and see. I mean, we could go down there by the house if you want. It's just kind of cool out here this morning. Get to sit a little bit, at least sit a little bit. And a supporter yesterday got a chair. We got a chair. We got a chair. Appreciate that. Got a new chair. So we could go out there with the chair too. Got a chair time. It's one of those nice chairs. We sit out there and play at the camera if need be. Maybe we get a tent and tarp too. We want to be able to be elusive here. Elusive. Eyes and ears. Somebody's pulling in the neighbor's home right there, way down at the bottom. See, it's kind of like at a standstill, but the media is still massively out here. They're not going anywhere. I don't know where you would pitch a tent anyway. USA Today with a new article. Remember the Arizona Republic? The guy that was following me yesterday with the thing, they posted an article. Amateur detectives and a new kind of journalists descend on Nancy Guthrie's case. I don't think it was. Remember we were saying, well, it might be a hit piece. I think it's a pretty good article. Go check it out. Put it in the chat. I'll pin it in the chat. Well, I mean, you guys can go find it by Googling it. Interesting. It was just presented to me, so I think it was a very good report. People say the sheriff makes no sense. I redact any negative comment I made here. Gave myself the chance to like you and your reporting, and I do, JLR. You are respectable. Thank you, Blue Jade. Again, I just want to make this perfectly clear. This is fluid time. We're live streaming as these things develop. In the course of when things are developing, a lot of rumor, speculation stuff gets flinged out of what's going on in real time. But we iron it out. We see what's going on, and we follow the story. We follow the path. You know, at times, like the other night at the raid, someone has been shot. Multiple people at multiple locations. Nancy could be in the Range Rover. This person's involved. That person. We're just following what's going on in real time. Because I think some of the criticism is out there is like, well, this is very dangerous being out here and just filming and sharing what's going on in real time. I mean, this is all freedom of expression. This is all just sharing about what's happening, and we're all glued to the scene here and want to know what they're going to do next and where they're going to go so we can follow the case and just come with theories in the meantime. Just like what your mind is thinking when you're watching this case and you're watching the latest developments, and every time a new piece of information comes out, your mind starts taking you places. Like, what's going on here? What's this about? Who's involved? What are they going to do next? Is the case going to come to close? Where's Nancy? Where's she at? She in a house? She buried? She in a yard? She in a car? Power of prayer, though, is very important, I would say. Just was informed the rain will be clearing out very, very soon. Who finds Nancy first? Is it a battle between agencies? FBI, sheriffs, journalists? Who's going to find Nancy first? I don't think there's any competition. I hope everybody finds Nancy first. I don't care who finds Nancy first. Czar could be eventually a search and rescue group, organization, a YouTuber. I mean, it's not always law enforcement that finds someone. It's law enforcement usually finds someone based off a tip they receive, an investigative tip, something like that, and then uses their power to be able to, move you past the goal line. It's usually a tip from a citizen, usually, right? At some sort of tip, someone shares something. There's other cases out there, Gabby Petito, Dan out there in Wyoming. Remember the Hatfields and McCoy with a group out there that found Joseph Couch's body. Remember Kylie Rodney, the Adventures with Purpose? After investigators are all around the scene and they can't find her car, and her car is in the lake. Investigators most of the time in these cases get that key piece of tip, and that's what they encourage everyone to send in tips, send in information. Someone's surveillance, that's a tip. Someone's surveillance could crack this case, but then they have the power and the resources to move on that. Mowens 1962. Thank you. Please buy a coat. Please buy a coat. Look at this guy. He got a coat. Missed him. He got a coat. Him right there. See him pass. Here he comes. There he goes. See him? He got a coat. It's cold, but not cold. It's actually refreshing. It's just a little damp out here right now. We all need to pray. Exactly. I concur on that. We need to pray for law enforcement too. And all the people that are working around the clock. The command center, everyone. All these media journalists, pray for them too that are doing wall-to-wall coverage and bringing awareness. Imagine if everyone got the attention that went missing. Everyone that goes missing gets this type of media attention. We would find everyone eventually. Today is not my birthday. Somebody starts rumors and says it's my birthday. It is not my birthday, folks. My birthday is in December 27th. Past. So how about happy belated birthday? That's fine. But today's not my birthday. Everyone said my birthday was yesterday. Now people are saying my birthday is again today. It's the chat. The chat is rolling. The chat is rolling. All right, let's see what else is stirring with these reports. Kimberly, if I missed you before, Kimberly Parham, Kodo 2. I don't want him to leave yet. I'm so bummed they haven't found her. Love all the dedicated views. I actually think that it's a possibility that before even the DNA results or whatever, or however they process this DNA and where it goes, and if that eventually goes to IgG, whatever. I think there's going to be something else that cracks this before the outcome of that. A tip, someone's surveillance video, someone in that network, whoever's involved in that group, that tells, snitches. seeing some of these other reports to see if there's anything good out. We can go, in the meantime, we can go up to Safeway, go back to that location around in the woods there. Griff Jenkins.
And Fox Friends Weekend co-host Griff Jenkins, who is up and live outside of Nancy Guthrie's home. So, Griff, good morning. Tell us what it looks like on the ground there this morning.
Well, Charlie, I'll tell you what it looks like on the ground, but more so what it looks like in the sky, because that signal sniffing technology is not just sophisticated, it's brand new, cutting edge. I spoke extensively yesterday to the man who created it, Dave Kennedy, to try and fly a helicopter in a low, slow grid pattern over the rough terrain full of steep hills and deep culverts here to try and get a ping from Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker. Here is, for our viewers, what it looks like to be in a helicopter. Watch this.
But you really do get a perspective of how difficult and challenging this pursuit is, even with this cutting-edge technology, because you look at the number of houses we're circling, there are thousands all around, as far as you can see. The problem and the challenge is the needle in the haystack factor, because you can see just how big Tucson and these Catalina foothills are. It is much like hunting for a needle in a haystack.
But despite the needle in the haystack odds, this technology attaches a sniffer, a tracker to the bottom of the helicopter, trying to get a ping from Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker. Here, I explained to you a little bit of how that signal might be detected. Watch this.
It's interesting, too, to know that her pacemaker will transmit that signal for years. This pursuit could go on for as long as they need to find her. And if you talk about, the altitude, we've heard much about the fact that they need to be 100 feet off deck and that they need to be right over the bullseye. Well, Dave Kennedy, who created this technology, says he has tested it as high as 800 feet. The bird's eye view you're getting now will fly at an altitude of 600 feet. They could possibly get the ping up here, but obviously when you fly a little bit lower, it's a better chance you could pick that up.
And Kennedy says that the type of pacemaker that Nancy had is the best we can hope for. It essentially every 1 to 3 minutes sends a simple ping up that's saying, hey iPhone, are you there? Well, in this case, if the signal sniffer in the sky can pick it up, they can locate it, do a triangulation of directional antennas, and within an hour, they could possibly find her. Charlie?
So how do you know whether it's her pacemaker or somebody else's pacemaker? I would think that maybe this might sniff out a lot of them.
That's a great question. And David Kennedy tells me that Nancy's specific pacemaker has a special designation, right? An individual designation different than every other pacemaker. So they're just looking for this one. If you're flying over an area where there are multiple pacemakers, it would only hear Nancy's, and that could be the game changer. Charlie?
Griff, are they searching the entire neighborhood? Are they they have to, correct me if I'm wrong, the helicopter has to fly really low in order to get that ping. So are they just checking around her area, her neighborhood, or are they checking all the vast areas of Tucson?
That's such a great question, Ainsley, because Tucson's a wide area. You saw from the helicopter downtown in the mountain areas, but it appears from what we can observe of the Pima County Sheriff's helicopter over the past few days, they're flying in this sort of grid pattern over the area that we have seen these activities. Remember, only about 2 miles from Nancy's house was that Friday night into Saturday morning raid on that house. And then, of course, the Range Rover was found at the Culvers, another mile and a half
half away. The glove found another mile. So the area within this foothills is Catalina foothills is basically the main area they've been searching, although we haven't been up with specifically the sheriff, so they could be searching areas too that we don't know about. Ainsley?
All right, Griff, thanks so much.
I'm still busy. I'm ready to.
Griff Jenkins out here. So folks, what should we go? One, I want to go back to that area on First and Orange Grove, in that particular area that's right near the possibly person of interest, that Luke Daly guy, right at the corner there. We went there yesterday. There was a homeless camp below. I want to go back there, but I'm going to kind of look in the woods there a little bit around that basin area there, and see, because it's a lot of wooded area. But there was also a homeless woman there with her dog. I want to actually go to a Safeway, go get her a gift card and get some dog food for her. Do you guys want to go? Are we getting sidetracked doing that? Should we go up there real quick, go to Safeway, give her the gift card, give her the dog food, and then look around that area? So yes or no? Let me know what you want to do, or should we just stay here? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Because if these people are involved that are 2 miles away in that house, if they're involved, then Nancy could be somewhere around that house, around that area, because it's still within the Catalina foothills neighborhood. So I see a lot of yes. We could go over there and go up to Safeway real quick. Let me put in the Safeway address, because there's like a Safeway like a block, like pretty close to there. And that seems like it's the only grocery store. I think she would be better going to Safeway to get some food than like Trader Joe's or anything like that. There's East Ina Road and Oracle. There's a giant Safeway there. So we can go up there. I could park. I could go in. I'm not going to live stream going into Safeway, but I'll go in there. And you guys can wait. It'll probably be like 5 minutes. I'll go in there and grab up some dog food. And there's a Whole Foods too. But I'm gonna go to Safeway. It's only a few miles away from here. It's 2.2 miles away from here, or 3.8. Let's go up there. And then we'll come back here. And then if something's breaking off while we're here, we'll definitely come back. But it'll give us something to do here, because I felt bad for her, you know? So, yeah, let's do that. Let's go. All right, let's go. Let's go get her that gift card like we said we were going to do. I was going to give her money, but we'll go. All right, yeah, we'll go. All right, time to spin around. No car. Alright, we're off. Alright, folks. We're going to go look at a spot. We're just going to kind of take a look and see. Also, see if we can find Nancy. There's just one area that piques my interest near that dude's home. Look at the mountain. Got all this like giant, because it's been raining here. The mountain's like, whoa, look at that. It's like a volcano ready to erupt. That is crazy. Beautiful view. Beautiful view. I think it was snowing up there. When I was looking at radar with all the heavy rain around here, it looked like it was snowing up there in the mountains. I saw some blue snow.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
Alright, so we're on our way to Safeway. That's where we're going right now, Safeway.
At the stop sign, turn left on East Camino La Zorrilla.
You know, and let her decide. Hopefully she doesn't trade off the gift card or whatever, but let her decide what she wants to buy with food and everything like that. Give me 1 second here. I can fix this. For some reason this thing is moving. Alright, we're off. I get some canned dog food or should I get some dry dog food? Canned or dry or both? Canned dog food, dry dog food. Dry? People say dry. Alright, I'll get a big bag of dog food. Dry. People are saying dry. Alright, get her dog food and get her a gift card. She had a little dog. The little dog looked like, I mean, he was very protective of her. I didn't try to pet the dog because he looked like he was scared. But the dogs, a lot of dogs get comfortable only around their owners. Anybody else that tries to pet the dog, they get snappy, you know? Sometimes, little dogs.
At the next stop sign, turn right. At the stop sign, turn right on East Orange Grove Road.
Come on, I'm having a problem with this thing is still today. Alright, make a right. We're going a different direction. We haven't went this route yet.
At the next light, use the left 2 lanes to turn left. At the light, turn left on East Skyline Drive.
Alright. We're on Skyline Drive, I think. Say Skyline Drive? Rhino. Rhino. We're going to get dog food and a gift card for the homeless woman below the bridge. This area here is still the area where authorities want any surveillance. It's like a 2-mile radius. Big area, but I think they expanded it out according to the Tucson News. Somebody's up here pulled over. I see police.
There are police reported ahead.
Speed limit is 45. Somebody probably was speeding through. It looks like somebody got pulled over. Something. Police. Who is that? That is Oro Valley Police. But this is not Oro Valley, is it?
Go past Yucca Road and take a slight left.
Alright, we're at What's that Safeway?
Take a slide left, then you'll take your first slide left into the parking lot.
Safeway.
Take a slide left into the parking lot, then your destination will be on the left.
Alright, we're at the Safeway. I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna leave the camera here. It's only gonna take me about 5 minutes. Or
Your
so.
destination is on the left.
Here, we'll just use Safeway as a backdrop here. Hold on. So you guys can see Safeway. Safeway. Here we go. Safeway. We're at Safeway. All right. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll be right back with the supplies. No, I can't go with the camera in there. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'll be back in a second. Yeah, watch my car for me. Open the board, folks. Alright, here we go. Alright, so you got it. Got her got the big, it's like for small dogs. It's like, and then we got her a $100 gift card. $100. $100 gift card, and we got dog food. So we're gonna go deliver it to her now. We're gonna go deliver it to her. Hopefully she gets food, and she's okay, and she's nice. Treat yourself. All right. Now I have to go back down to First and Orange Grove. We're gonna go under the bridge. First and Orange Grove. Let me just make sure I get the address. Get there. First and Orange Grove. Get to the location. First and Orange Grove. Catalina Foothills. Okay. All right, I got the location. Put it in. All right, we're gonna go
Head toward West Ida Road.
see if we can find her. But I think her camp is there anyway, so if I don't see her, I'll just maybe like leave the dog food and then find her in the gift card or something. I don't know. We'll see if we can find her. And then we're gonna look around that area, just scour the woods there. This is like a river basin or something like that. All right. I felt really bad for her.
Turn right onto West Ida Road.
Whoa, crazy traffic. Hold on. Pedigree. Small pieces of small mouths. We love our dogs and animals. We love our dogs and animals. We love our dogs and cats. We love helping dogs and cats. We love helping. Oh, that's right. Alex has her number. That's right. But Alex is not here. I don't. No, I have his number. Hold on a second. I'm gonna call Alex. And I'm gonna see if he can call her and find out if she's under the bridge.
At the next light, turn right. At this bottom intersection here on the left, under the bridge.
Orange Grove. All right, we're here. Pull over to the side. Go down that hill. She's probably down there. She had a bike. All right, let's go down there. Let's go see. All right. Gift card. I'm gonna put the gift card in my pocket. Carry the food. You guys ready to go see? And then we're also gonna look around the area. Because this area here piques my interest because it's right near Luke's home. Orange Grove and First. Plus feds were around this area too. Somebody just pulled in. Somebody just pulled in. I don't know what this is. Hello. You following me?
What's that?
You following me?
No. But I think I've seen you guys later.
Okay. What brings you out here?
What's that?
What brings you out here?
Oh, I live not too far from here in Oro Valley,
Yeah.
and I just drove by her house.
Oh, so you're here looking around for Nancy?
So my dad just died in September, and there is on Mina Vista, which is basically literally like I want to say like 200 or 300 yards from her house.
Mm-hmm.
There's it's not a hospice home, but it's it's basically a home for older people that are about to die.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where my dad was. It's funny because I was looking at it and I was like, wow, that is really close. So I had to take a drive by just to see it, take a look, but this is all crazy. I want that dude's
House.
Luca, whatever.
Yeah, it's like right there.
It's right there. I'm thinking, fuck, did they put the bodies somewhere around
Yes,
here?
that's exactly what I'm thinking. Dude, because look,
Yeah.
it's very easy to come here, park a car,
Yeah.
and go down here. It's very easy. It's right. You gotta think like, if these guys are the
I
guys.
have to think like him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm JLR. JLR.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
What's your name?
Mark Phillips.
Mark Phillips. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Mind if I put you on camera? You got people watching, or you just want to talk?
No.
All right, you can hear your voice.
Are they hearing me?
We got
Are they hearing me?
36,000 people
Oh,
watching.
sweet. Okay.
So you came out kind of doing the same thing I'm doing, kind of just like browsing, looking. Well, I'm bringing food to the
I'm from here.
Yeah.
And my intuition is, if they really had something to do with it, right?
Yes.
And something bad happened to her.
Uh-huh.
To Nancy, then they're gonna dump the body, right?
And they're not gonna go outside the perimeter where those traffic lights are, right? Because in between here, there's really no traffic lights, right? You're up there at Ina, you're there on Oracle, you're up there on Skyline, you're down there on River Road.
I was thinking somewhere though would be like maybe in Pima Canyon.
Pima Canyon?
You know where that
I
trailhead is?
don't. The trailhead. I think some people in the chat were saying.
The trailhead is right off of McGee.
Really?
And if you go in there, right, there's a lot of territory, a lot of land. It's just from a close proximity, a place like that seems like it would be a potential.
Well, I'm gonna head
just
down.
driving by here and I saw this. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
You're looking too. You take it easy.
I'm taking a little hike.
Yeah, you have a good day, sir. People in my chat are like, be careful of him. I was looking at he had a goatee, but I was making sure it wasn't dark. I don't think he's the guy. All right, so. Dude, I mean, that's weird that they got pulled up right when I'm pulled up, but he kind of has the same mindset. Like, he's like thinking, like, is it possible, like, Nancy's out here near Luke's home? If Luke is even the guy, I mean, he didn't get arrested.
Alright, so it is down here, folks. This is crazy. If you weren't here yesterday, there's a giant homeless camp under the bridge here on First and Orange Grove. We saw the suitcase. This was crazy too, and I don't want to hear it because it stunk yesterday, but there's a bunch of shoes. I find that weird. I mean, isn't that weird? A bunch of shoes. I'm gonna touch it. In a suitcase. And like, what in the heck is this? Well, I'm gonna look kind of down here in this area and just kind of go around. This dog's heavy. Oh goodness, this is heavy. I'm carrying around a 20-pound bag of dog food. Oh, I heard the dog. I heard the dog. I heard the dog. I heard it. Hello? Are you back here? I heard a dog. Hello? Did you hear the dog? Hello? Hello? Where's the lady with the little dog?
I don't know, she was here.
She was here?
Yeah, but she didn't, right here.
Hey! It's you! Can I step past your thing? I'm gonna step past. All right, man. I don't mean to intrude under here. You okay?
Yeah, alright.
How's it going? Hey, your dog's not gonna bite me, is it?
No, she just doesn't know who it is.
Listen, I have something for you. I have something. What's your dog's name?
Little bit.
Little Bit.
Yes.
I got something for Little Bit. Here.
Thank you so much.
And I have something for you. Gift card. For Safeway.
Cool.
It's $100.
Thank you so much.
A lot of people, you know, I know people struggle and stuff like that. And I want to make sure you're okay with eating good and stuff like that.
Little Bit. Hello.
Oh, you got some freeze. Open it up. Let me wax a little bit and something. Can I? Here, put it over here. See? Over here. You're gonna get some foodies.
You want some money?
You're gonna get some foodies. I figured a gift card. You can get the Safeway, right?
Yeah.
Because you got the bike, right?
Yeah.
It's not even that far, is it?
No.
You get yourself some food.
Yeah. I can't even get this open right now.
Just a little bit.
Jesse. Is there a knife?
Come on, Little Bit. You're gonna get some foodies. You're gonna get some foodies. You're gonna get some foodies. Let me see if I can open it. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can open it. You got the knife? Yeah. Oh, you got a knife. Okay. Is Little Bit hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry?
No, I'm gonna go get some. In a minute. Okay.
You're gonna eat good for next week. Maybe next week we'll come back and get a little bit some more food.
Little bit. Little bites. Look. Good girl.
Good boy.
See? That's good.
Some good foodies.
There you go. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you so much.
Again, if you see anything, let us know. If you see any police activity or anything around here,
I will.
please let us
I was
know.
actually looking your sign up yesterday.
Nice.
I was looking at all the videos that you have.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. You okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
So
you so
I'm gonna
much.
bounce off. You be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. I'm gonna come right through here, sir, one more time. How are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing? What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Jesse.
Hi, Jesse. I'm JLR.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
So you got some water and food. Hang in there.
I don't know, brother. You have a good one.
Me too. Feel bad for him too. Maybe we'll be back in. All right. So little bit's good. All right. Let's go back to subject matter. Where's Nancy? All right. Where's Nancy? Now this area piques my interest because it's right near Luke's home and this is just a giant area. I'm gonna kind of just take a stroll around here. Curves. Maybe we'll go this way for a minute. Yeah, maybe next time we'll bring water. Some pure water. We still here? I don't know if we got away or whatnot. I don't know if we got away or whatnot. Are we still here? The reception went gone for a second. Hopefully we're still here. We got good reception? All right, we're back. Dude, that's crazy right there. People got like underwear on these trees and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me make sure we got good reception here. Because I don't want to go into a dead zone again. Out here. Sure. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Good. Thank you. We're good. No, I don't, folks. I'm just gonna show you this, but this is crazy. I'm just gonna show you this, but this is crazy. This is like stuff in the trees there. Stuff in the trees there. No audio? I can hear you. Okay. No audio? Yeah, you guys can hear me. I can hear myself. If we're still here in a week from now looking for Nancy, I might come back here. That's crazy, isn't it? Too much land to cover, but it kind of just shows you the rocky terrain here. This is like some sort of river basin. Wash. looks like it's like homeless camps back here, and people like trash and stuff back here. Someone else pulled up over there in a Mustang. It's a shoe. I am along Orange Grove and First Avenue. Just looking around the terrain here. See if there's any sign of Nancy out here. Oh, this is about a quarter-mile away from Luke Daly's home. Person they detained. So much land around here, though. Before I go over there, I'm gonna go up around this side and kind of move my way around. It just seems like this is just a place where it's possible somebody could put a body. Somebody else pulled up out there too. You know, like looked like a white something, white Camaro or something. It's a manhole. You can hear it. We're at Orange Grove and First in the Basin area. This place gets crazy water if it floods. There's a homeless camp under the bridge. You can tell. Well, there goes a sheriff. The Pima County Sheriff raced that way. What was that about? Dude, the Pima County Sheriff just raced that way. I saw it. Like a forensic type truck. Let me go. Back this way. Dude, I saw a sheriff race that way. I'll go up and see. I don't know, maybe with my the other people that are with me, like 857 Tucson and Alex, maybe if they come back out, we can do kind of like a search, a thorough search through here just to see. But this would definitely be an area where a body could be. You know, close to the person of interest's home. I don't know if he's still a person of interest, but you know what I'm talking about. Did they search this area already? If at all? Here. Footprints. I was walking back here. Recently, there's footprints back here. What the hell? Somebody left this on my car. What in the world? Somebody left this on my car. That's crazy. I came back, there's something on my car, a purse. There was a care package. That's nice, thank you. Somebody left a blanket, a wool hat. That's crazy, thank you very much. A care package.